Hey, what's up, guys? So it's another eBay unboxing, and so this is something I really was looking forward to opening. So I'm not a glass expert, well, an antique glass expert, but I collect. So I'm not gonna sit here and like know it all, but I like to look for either French, Italian, or like Czechoslovakian type of antique glass, especially heavily enameled. I'm big into heavily enameled. Oh wow, we got a mess on our hands here, but you know what? The seller actually did me a justice by using all this packing material. Okay, so it's two items, and actually, oh okay, she really did a good job of packing. So, a seller had a make an offer button. I wasn't 100% sure that this is what I thought it was. And so the pictures weren't that great either. So, I wasn't taking advantage of the seller. I made an offer because she had a make an offer button. I made an offer of $15 for both of these items, and she accepted. Of course, the shipping is going to make up for the low offer. And when everything was said and done, it was like, I think it was like $35 or something like that. So I did express to the seller that I was nervous about the items arriving broken, because of course with any glass or porcelain or anything fragile, you always worry. And she really, I mean, she put layer after layer after layer of bubble wrap for a $15 order, and that's telling me that's a really caring seller, someone who really, really cares. And oh my God, okay, this is even more beautiful than I could have ever expected. And let's check it out. Look at that color. Now, the lighting is not very good inside my house right now because it's very dark. But if we were in the light, this would be even more amazing. Oh, wow. Look at that enamel work and that color. I don't even know what to call that color. It's almost like a sea foam, or like a sea color, a sea blue, almost aqua. Yeah, that is just lovely, almost like with a hint of turquoise. And that is a beautiful, beautiful thick glass. All right, let's open it all and check it out. And I'll go over the history of this glass and what it is. Okay, so I left one of the stoppers out, and immediately upon picking up this glass, you know that this is quality. Very, very, very high quality. It's actually thick glass. Generally, now this is Czechoslovakian glass. It's actually known as Bohemian. And certain makers did not actually make them very well. You could tell they were hastily made. They were very, very thin pieces of glass. But Moser, by the way, this is a Moser glass. Moser always made their glass very, very heavy, almost like a leaded type of glass. It's a crystal, actually. And again, look at that color. That color is absolutely phenomenal. And what you see there is a beautiful enameled butterfly. And this is telling me this is probably from the Art Nouveau era, when everything was very, very nature inspired. So we have insects, we have flowers, we have gilding. By the way, the gold gilds work. We have heavy duty enamel. You could see from the profile that almost comes out almost like a puffy paint. And we have a very, very, very heavy, heavy glass stopper. The glass stopper actually weighs more than the actual bottle. And look at each facet, cut almost like a gem. I don't know if you could see that, but that is just exquisite. Now, with most of these stoppers, generally there's going to be like little flea bites and nicks. Now, that doesn't take away from the value. If it was on the bottle, that would be a different story. All right, so I'm going to place the stopper in here. And now we got a pair, which is even more amazing. 9 times out of 10, you'll get these bottles and they will not be a pair. You'll just find one. And they come in all different colors with all different designs. Many, many, many different designs, different heights, different shapes. And this one is just really, really exquisite. Both of these actually. And so I'm going to go over really fast why I collect Moser glass and the history of it. I'm going to show you some really beautiful Moser glass pieces. Now these are really, really, really heavy, extremely heavy perfume bottles or scent bottles. these are just, I'm just like totally in shock at how much prettier they are in person than I actually thought they were going to be. Now, most like actually the majority of Moser glass will not be marked. A lot of the Moser glass will have like a little number, which would be like a model number, or you'll find like on the bottom of the stopper, you'll find like a little number, and that would be like actually the stopper size or the model number. And on the bottom of the glass, sometimes you'll see a little number, but most likely you will never see a mark. They are there. That's not to say that it was never marked Moser, but generally they didn't mark their pieces until like after around the 20s or 30s. And sometimes you still didn't see a mark or they wore off. I'm going to do a quick tight zoom to show you the detail of the painting. And let's turn this around. And again, you see that beautiful enameling. And that is very representative of Czechoslovakian or Bohemian glass. And again, this beautiful, almost a gem cut stopper. On this bottle too, you get that beautiful enameling. Sometimes you'll see little bubbles in there. This is telling you that these were handmade. They were made by hand and hand blown by a glass artisan. And no two are exactly alike, even though they would have like these two here that are painted the same. You'll notice sometimes the stopper, one stopper will be taller than the other, or one stopper will be slightly misshapen. It's because this was all made by hand, which is quite amazing. Again, flipping it over, I see no marks on this bottle. Let me flip this one over. And again, no marks on this bottle. And that's typically telling me that, it's quite common and nothing to be concerned about. This is Moser glass for sure. Here's another piece of Moser glass. And again, I told you they came in all different colors. This one's more like an amber. And you can see the beautiful hand painting enamel going throughout it. This is a very strange looking vase, the way it's shaped and the way the hole is in the center. Quite beautiful. And again, we don't see any mark at all. And that's, again, nothing to be concerned about. The quick down low on Moser. So in 1857, Ludwig Moser founded an engraving and decorating studio in Carlsbad, Bohemia, which is Czechoslovakia. He was an experienced engraver, and he was licensed to decorate and sell glassware, but not yet to produce his own glass. So at first, he decorated blank glass pieces supplied by other factories, including, I'm going to pronounce these wrong, so don't laugh at me if you're a glass expert, Lots or Lots, Kralik or Kralik, Harak, Mears Neff, and yeah, so like he pretty much got the blanks from other companies. Then he started producing his own pieces, and he was actually known as the king of glass makers. He was absolutely unbelievable. Many like royal families commissioned pieces from him. Here are some of his glass works, and you can see again that heavy enameling with the gilding. He made all sorts of objects. It wasn't just perfume bottles or vases. It was pretty much anything known to man that was like ornamental and decorative, they made. And so how I got started collecting Moser glass. One day before I had the booth at the antique shop that I have, it's like a mall with all dealers in it. On my lunch break from work, I went in and I saw one of these boxes sitting on the counter, and I didn't know anything about it. It was just a glass box, and there was a tag hanging from it that said Vaseline glass jewelry box. I think the price was $150, and I didn't even know what it was worth or its value, and something told me I had to have it. And so I purchased it. And the funny part was the person that handled the credit card transactions that day was not there. And so there was another dealer there, but he did not know how to operate the credit card machine. Funny part is I had no cash on me, and I had to have that box. I did not want to want anyone else to go in there and pay for that box and take it before I could get back there with cash. So I told the worker I was a cashier, which I was in a retail establishment, and I knew how to operate the credit card machine. So I ran my own credit card and I paid for the box at $150. When I came home, I found out that these were Moser glass, and they're called sugar casket boxes or jewel caskets. And I found out that they were very, very valuable. And I fell in love with the box that I had. And I listed it like a jerk on Etsy just out of curiosity to see how much money I could make selling it. Here's another example. And I listed it, and within maybe 5 days, somebody paid $1,800 for it. And I was mad at myself. I wanted to beat myself up. I was pissed off. But when I found out the story behind why this gentleman was buying this box, it made me cry. His young wife died of breast cancer. And she always liked antiques, and she was very bohemian. Get it? And bohemian meaning like she was unusual and not like everybody else. She actually marched to the beat of her own drummer and was, like one of those type of cool people. And he wanted to put her ashes in one of these boxes. And he purchased the box to place her ashes in and to create like a memorial for her. And when he received the box, he was so thankful that he sent me a photo of the box sitting on some kind of like almost like a memorial for her with all of her things that she ever loved placed around the box, including her photos. And when my mom recently passed away, I thought that was such a touching thing. I had my mom cremated, and I got a Moser glass casket box, much like one of these, and I placed my mom's ashes in it. And now I did the same thing that man did. And so look how beautiful these boxes are. Ever since that happened, and I really struck it big by paying $150 for that box and selling it for $1,800, I became very enchanted by Moser glass. I found a bottle that's very similar to mine. Live auctioneers sold one for $110. Now, the price on these are very subjective. A live auction house generally will only have maybe 50 people in the audience, as opposed to if you place this on eBay and 20,000 people see it or 100,000 people see it, your chances of getting a much higher price is greater than, say, at an auction house. Here's another Moser perfume bottle, and again, they came in all different colors. This one has a beautiful acorn design with flowers. It's a beautiful, almost like a lemony yellow or goldish color. Here's another example of some of their works, and here's 2 scent bottles with a powder jar circa 1880 that sold for British pound sterling 1,400, which is possibly around $1,800 US. And again, look at that beautiful, beautiful hand painting and enameling. And here's a close-up of that beautiful enameling with that glass that's almost like a gem. If you notice the coloring, it's quite lovely. Beautiful console bowl. And again, they came in all different colors, almost jewel-like. And a beautiful gilded pitcher with a hand-painted enamel with a snake handle. Look at that. That's amazing. And then we have 2 tumblers right here with the insects, just like mine. Very, very beautiful. And a Moser enameled glass and goblet set. Really, these go for a lot of money if you have the whole entire set. Here are some more Moser pieces that you might come across. Little powder jars, vases, more vases. Very, very beautiful. And a lot of their glass was enameled. So you'll know right away, generally, that you have Moser glass. And quite beautiful and striking. Look at that. Now, not all enameled glass is Moser glass. Other Czechoslovakian factories did actually have enameled glass, but the quality just wasn't there. The glass was very thin, very hastily, everything was hastily painted in a rush. And you'll know generally, once you start handling Moser glass, you'll know you have a Moser glass piece because of the quality of the decoration. And wow, look at this one. And we have fish painted on here with almost like an underwater sea type of design. Moser even made crackle type of glass with enamel. And you see this in this beautiful, like almost cranberry color. And goblets, perfume bottles. You have the little jewel caskets. You have bowls. You have whole sorts of things to look for if you want to start collecting Moser glass. Again, look at that gilded box. Quite lovely with all hands enameling. That is just absolutely amazing. And so I'm so glad I was able to show you a lot of the Moser glass pieces that you'll come across and those perfume bottles. That was an awesome buy at $15. If I was to sell it in an exclusive shop, I would probably sell the pair for about $250 to $375, maybe even more in a really, really exclusive shop. I would probably let them go for about $350 to $450. So once again, thanks so much for watching. I hope you learned something. And now I hope you're a big fan of Moser enameled Czechoslovakian, aka otherwise known as Bohemian glass.